For decades, Leonardo DiCaprio has been one of the most recognizable faces in Hollywood. From Titanic to Inception, The Revenant to The Wolf of Wall Street, he has played every role imaginable: hero, villain, dreamer, survivor. But recently, something much bigger than cinema has defined his legacy. The man once known for breaking box office records is now breaking boundaries in a completely different field, saving the planet. Leonardo DiCaprio's climate initiative is no longer just a side project. It has become a global movement, one that's turning him from an actor into one of the most influential environmental voices of our time. And what's fascinating is that this transformation isn't driven by publicity or awards. It's driven by purpose. DiCaprio's environmental activism has reached a point where he's no longer just speaking about change. He's creating it. He's influencing governments, funding restoration projects, reshaping industries, and inspiring a new generation to think differently about what power and fame can achieve. So how did a Hollywood superstar evolve into a global force for climate action? And why is his influence now being compared to that of entire organizations? Let's dig deeper into how Leonardo DiCaprio's climate mission is changing the world and redefining what it means to be an influencer in the 21st century. It all began long before social media turned activism into a trend. Even back in the 1990s, while DiCaprio was cementing his status as a leading man, he was quietly investing in environmental causes. At just 24 years old, he founded the Leonardo DiCaprio Foundation, an organization focused on protecting biodiversity, preserving ecosystems, and supporting sustainable development. That was 1998, decades before climate change became a mainstream issue in entertainment circles. While many of his peers were chasing red carpets and headlines, DiCaprio was using his success from Titanic to fund something far more enduring: the future of the planet itself. His approach was simple but visionary: blend science, storytelling, and funding to make environmental issues impossible to ignore. He knew that awareness alone wasn't enough. Change would require money, research, and influence. Three things he was in a unique position to provide. Over the years, his foundation evolved into a global powerhouse. It has funded over 200 projects across more than 50 countries. From protecting endangered species to restoring rainforests and combating ocean pollution. But what makes DiCaprio different from most celebrity activists is that he doesn't just lend his name to causes, he leads them. He attends UN climate summits. He works with world leaders and scientists. He uses his Oscar acceptance speeches not to celebrate fame but to amplify facts. When he took the stage in 2016 to accept his Academy Award for The Revenant, his words weren't about Hollywood. They were about global warming. Climate change is real, he said. It is happening right now. It is the most urgent threat facing our entire species. That speech didn't just go viral. It became one of the most replayed moments in Oscar history. And more importantly, it marked a turning point. It showed that DiCaprio was done separating art from activism. He wasn't just going to act in front of the camera. He was going to act for the planet. Fast forward to today, and Leonardo DiCaprio's role as a climate influencer has taken on a life of its own. He's one of the few people in the world who can call up both the President of the United States and a leading conservation scientist in the same week. He has helped launch multi-million-dollar initiatives like Rewild, which focuses on restoring ecosystems and protecting wildlife on a global scale. But what's truly fascinating about DiCaprio's evolution is that he's not just influencing environmental policy, he's influencing culture. He's redefining what it means to be powerful in Hollywood. For years, fame was measured by box office numbers, award counts, or social media followers. But DiCaprio is proving that true influence comes from purpose, from using your platform to shift real-world outcomes. In an era where influencer has become a buzzword, he's showing what influence is supposed to mean: impact, not vanity. Another key factor in his growing influence is credibility. Most celebrities who step into activism face criticism for being performative, for using causes as accessories to their brand. But DiCaprio's consistency over the years has made him nearly immune to that critique. He's not jumping from cause to cause for media relevance. His message has been unwavering for 25 years: protect the planet. That authenticity has earned him respect not just from fans, but from scientists, politicians, and environmental organizations. He's been invited to speak at the United Nations. He's served as a UN messenger of peace for climate. And behind the scenes, he's been part of private negotiations to support indigenous communities, preserve coral reefs, and reduce deforestation. He's not just the face of the movement, he's one of its engines. But here's where it gets even more interesting: DiCaprio's activism. He's now investing in sustainability-focused companies, from electric vehicles to renewable energy startups. He's putting his money into lab-grown meat firms, water conservation technologies, and plastic alternatives. Industries that could reshape the global economy over the next 20 years. In other words, he's turning environmentalism into entrepreneurship. By supporting these companies early, DiCaprio is helping accelerate innovation and showing the world that saving the planet doesn't have to mean sacrificing profit. It's possible to do good and do well. That's the kind of thinking that influences not just fans, but billionaires, CEOs, and investors. What's also unique about DiCaprio's approach is his understanding of storytelling power. He knows that facts and figures alone can't change minds. Stories can. That's why he's produced some of the most important environmental documentaries of our time, including Before the Flood, The 11th Hour, and Ice on Fire. These films don't just educate, they move people emotionally. They make the climate crisis personal, turning distant statistics into human experiences. And through these stories, DiCaprio isn't just teaching the audience, he's uniting them. By combining his cinematic influence with environmental advocacy, he's doing something incredibly rare: making sustainability mainstream. He's turned climate action from a political talking point into a global conversation. That's real influence, the kind that changes how people think, feel, and act. But beyond the spotlight, what makes Leonardo DiCaprio's movement powerful is its long-term vision. He's not chasing headlines. He's thinking in decades. He's funding reforestation projects that won't reach full maturity for generations. He's supporting ocean preservation programs that will protect biodiversity long after he's gone. He's training young activists, giving indigenous leaders platforms, and building a framework for global collaboration. He's using his fame not as a shield, but as a spotlight, shining it on the people and places the world tends to ignore. That's why his name carries so much weight in the environmental space. It's not because he's a celebrity who cares about the planet. It's because he's a visionary who's helping build the future of it. Still, what's most striking is how DiCaprio's activism has reshaped his image entirely. He's no longer just Leonardo DiCaprio the actor. He's Leonardo DiCaprio, the architect of change. You can see it in the way people talk about him. When his name trends on social media now, it's often not because of his next movie, but because of his next environmental milestone. He's managed to transcend the boundaries of Hollywood, evolving into a figure who sits at the intersection of art, science, and global leadership. In a world filled with fleeting fame, DiCaprio has built something timeless, a legacy rooted not in entertainment, but in empathy. And make no mistake, this transformation hasn't just changed how people see him. It's changing what people expect from celebrities. He's raising the bar for influence. For years, public figures have been expected to use their platform for good. But DiCaprio is redefining what that actually means. He's not just using his platform, he's expanding it. He's proving that true advocacy isn't about slogans or social media posts. It's about sustained, strategic effort. It's about learning the science, funding the change, and committing your time, resources, and reputation to something that matters. That's the blueprint he's creating for the next generation of celebrity activists. One rooted in knowledge, not noise. Perhaps what makes all of this most compelling is how seamlessly DiCaprio connects his personal values with his public persona. He lives what he preaches. His homes are powered by renewable energy. He drives electric cars. He invests in green technologies. He supports sustainable fashion brands. He's not performing activism. He's living it. And that authenticity is what makes his influence resonate across cultures and generations. In a world that's increasingly skeptical of fame, Leonardo DiCaprio has become one of the few public figures who's trusted to mean what he says. So, what does all of this mean for his future? It means that Leonardo DiCaprio's greatest legacy may not be cinematic at all. His films will live on, of course. Masterpieces like The Revenant, The Departed, and Once Upon a Time in Hollywood will always be part of movie history. But his true impact might be the forests he's saved, the species he's protected, and the climate policies he's helped push forward. It's rare for a movie star to become a historical figure in real-world change. But DiCaprio is walking that path. He's creating a model for what 21st century leadership can look like: passionate, informed, collaborative, and visionary. At a time when the planet's future feels uncertain, Leonardo DiCaprio stands out as a reminder that influence isn't about power. It's about purpose. He's proof that one person, even one actor, can move the needle of global consciousness. Because in the end, Leonardo DiCaprio's greatest role might not be one written in a script. It's the one he's writing himself, as an activist, a visionary, and a voice for a planet that desperately needs one.